Hello, everybody from home. Here are Trans Gurus again. We're trying to get everything together. So today's theme is going to be our coping mechanisms. So here's Ella Marquez, and please, guys, introduce yourselves and let's go ahead.
Jimmy's here.
Christian and Nevaeh.
Barney.
And Raji, I made it.
Yay, everybody. Okay, I'll start a little bit about telling about my coping mechanism. So we are in very, very difficult times. Coronavirus is hitting everywhere. It is really an issue. For many of us, life is not so easy. It became a little bit more difficult than normal. So we're really trying to cope. Everybody's trying to cope from their own sides. So from my side, I'm lucky enough that, I still have some, let's say, some things in the back which holds me together. My business is kind of almost not doing anything anymore, but I've got other things to do. I try to be positive. So I have some 1 or 2 days which have been a little bit dark. So if I have got a dark day, I start by, meditating, try to get over it, talk with a couple of very good friends, and try to look at forwards, not backwards. Try to see, get my positiveness back again. To tell you the truth, in all this, almost 6 weeks of close down, of not going very much up, I only have had about 2 dark days. The rest were really positive days. So one of my coping mechanisms that I really did during this time was actually writing. And now I finished my second book. It's now both for editing and, I'm looking promotion of the book. I'm doing many other things. And slowly my business is coming back and I'm getting a really you know what? I think that within a couple of months, you're going to have a really great economy and everything is going to come much better. But we have to work for it. And mostly we have to be positive, because if you fall yourself in the negativity, and my God, you got negativity from all over the place. I mean, every time you look at the television, there's something negative coming from. So if you lose yourself there, it's very difficult to go up. So this is right now my coping mechanism. Who's next?
Well, I guess that would be me.
Yeah.
This is Jimmy. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and I will just want to first start off by reading a couple things that I wrote during this period, and then I want to expand on it. In stillness, I am at work. I see opportunity. I am taking inventory of self. I realize that I am a spiritual creature under construction with many moving parts. My demons, my angels are becoming acquainted. We recognize we are one. I am comforted and guided by my own divine light. I am polishing my sword. I am learning how to become one with the infinite energy of the divine universe. As I evolve, it's becoming more clear that I am what I seek. I am the yin and yang of all things. For what I believe, I am. We must learn to think for ourselves, arrive at our own conclusions, observe and analyze, know the difference between a reaction and a response. Embrace the moment. This is where opportunity can be found. A collected mind will be necessary to see through the fog. Have faith in our unified potential. We will meet or exceed the challenges we face now and tomorrow. Actively participate or contribute. Remain positive. Seek balance. So I just want to talk about a few things in that the universe strives to achieve balance. You can't have one thing without the other. You can't have health without sickness. The mountain and the valley work together. And this is what I wrote here many years ago. Acknowledge the existence of opposing forces. Learn how to recognize, harness, and balance both. So how do we do that? I think if we understand the principles of the universe, that you can't have long without short, health without sickness, if we learn how to manage all this, I think as a society we're butting heads with obstacles instead of trying to merge with them, and that takes a highly elevated entity to learn how to merge with all things, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's my 30 seconds.
When I recognize that I'm feeling some type of way that's bringing me down, I know that I need to get out in front of it before it runs me down. And I listen to Abraham Hicks. She's one of my like spiritual mentors, and she says an analogy of like a car that's coming down the hill. Well, if it comes down, at 1 mile an hour right at the beginning, and you step out in front of it, you can stop it. But if you let that car continue down the path and it gets all the way down the hill, it's like going 99 miles an hour. You try to step out in front of that baby and you're going to get plowed right over. So there's a benefit to recognizing and being in tune, I've realized, with my emotions, and when situations are arising in my life and I start to feel this feeling that that unaligns me to what I'm trying to accomplish, then I try to refocus myself, recenter myself. And I do that with literally, like, maybe I'll have to go watch a YouTube video that disrupts the pattern, something that makes me laugh, or just totally takes my focus onto something else. Exercising is good, but by me being able to continue to flex that muscle, it's like a mental muscle. I'm able to strengthen it, and that's exactly what Shannon was saying. How I interpreted it, like, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. As long as you keep getting up to the plate and asserting yourself, some people get stuck in those things, and that's it's okay to experience problems, because we can't always be Mr. and Mrs. positive every single second of your life. It's impossible. But what gets you to the next level, to where you can be stronger, is when we keep working it at different angles, and then we find what works for ourselves. And that's what I kind of do for me. I see that I need to readjust my thinking. And I kind of think about, like, is this a thought or feeling that is a help or a hindrance to me for what I'm trying to achieve? Does it energize me, or does it kind of take my energy away? And I want to always, like, be able to come back to reclaiming my power and not allowing an outside event to take that away from me and kind of dictate how I'm going to feel. I don't want that to happen. So, as time goes on, I'm able to then be stronger, because I was able to see the situation as an equation to solve. As simple as that. So what about you, Neve? Coping mechanisms during this time.
So some things I like to do when I'm not, like, in the mood. I like to go on walks, especially with Chris. We like to go on walks. We talk. Sometimes I go on walks by myself. I either listen to music, sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos that are like educating. I used to also go to the beach at night, especially with my sister. She used to do exercises and I would just sit in the sand and just look around and take in the view and just breathe and close my eyes and just relax and just let things go.
But since you can't go to the beach right now,
Right. But yeah, I like going on walks. I like talking with Chris, or sometimes I would get on the phone with someone. I would try to not think about the situation or whatever is bothering me. I try not to think about it. I let it go, and I just walk and I let it go. And then when the time is right, if it's someone that's bothering me, I talk to them about it after clearing my mind and thinking about it.
I bet that clarity of mind helps, like, get the end result to be what you actually want it to.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you, Raji?
Well, first of all, I have to say everything you all said resonated with me. I mean, it just all like resonated with me. I think what I've been trying to do, especially, is although I want to keep up with current events and know what's going on in the world, I try to limit, as you know, the time that I give to like media, the news, and all of that. So I do listen to a little bit of it because I want to stay abreast of things in the world, but at the same time, all of the negativity that the media tends to lean towards, it can really, impact you in negative ways. So when I start to feel depressed or start to feel, I don't know, melancholy, there's different emotions that I've been feeling during this time. I look around, like, and look at my life and all the different aspects of my life, and I just start to like find things that I can be thankful for, instead of things that are lacking and things that upset me. I think of things that I have that are blessings, and even things that simple things like, oh my gosh, I was able to go to the bathroom today and have running water, and take a nice hot bath. Simple things like that I think a lot of people take for granted. But I find when I put myself in a place of gratitude, it helps me to be more optimistic about life and about what's going on in the world and what's going on in my individual life. So one of the things that this whole pandemic has done for me is it's really solidified the fact that life, existence, is ever changing. From the minute we're born, it's just a continuous evolution, and you're changing and you're evolving. And, we human beings tend to like, not all of us, but I think a lot of us tend to like stability, and that routine and regiment. But when it comes down to it, if you look at your life, it's a lot more change than, the regimental thing. And on so many different levels. And this pandemic told me, or says to me, or speaks to me in the sense that you can have your plan, your game plan, and life sometimes will throw a monkey wrench in it. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on your plans. I believe in a thing called divine timing. So, I've set goals for my life, and I think it's important to set a time frame for a goal, but also be open enough to say and to know that, okay, if it doesn't happen by December, okay, maybe it happens in March. But you know what I'm saying? But it happened in divine timing. And I've seen that a lot in my life where I set a date for a particular thing and it didn't manifest by that date. But when it did manifest, it was like the right and perfect time. You know, like, and then I start to think like, God, if it had happened before it actually happened, was I really ready for it? You know, so I'd like to encourage our viewers to hold on to your dreams and your aspirations and your goals. Don't let this stop you. Just take it as like a sprinter. In order for a sprinter to have to make that big leap, they have to take some steps back. So take this time to like get yourself in gear and, you know, and refuel and so that when things do finally get back to normal, it may be a new normal in some ways, but when things finally get back to where the world's kind of going again and people aren't stuck home as much, you can get back on track. You can get back on track. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what's on my heart today. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I would just say, you know, try whatever it is, like Bonnie had said, and God, all of you really, like I said, each and every one of us on the panel said something like powerful today, really powerful. It resonated with me. But Bonnie, I remember her saying, you know, find something that makes you happy, something to do that makes you happy. Play that song that you know is gonna like give you joy. You know, watch that movie that you like, that you love watching. Do something when you feel yourself falling down. When not literally, well, maybe for some of us literally, but when you feel yourself getting down, do whatever it takes, like, you know, to get your spirit up again and keep on going.
You know, Raji, I really like how you said that, like find something, and Bonnie too, like find something that, you know, can get your spirits high.
Thank you. You're going to make me start blushing.
I would love to see that.
Nevaeh, don't stab me through the screen.
And I think what is very important to say as well, don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah,
Don't give up.
that's right, Ella.
Well, with what Raji said, I was thinking about that, and you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to like on a quick 90-degree angle, like be going one way and then just like, okay, I gotta change directions like now, and then like it's like, yeah, I might be feeling down, but it's like, how am I gonna completely do a 180? So sometimes when I'm in like an extreme mood that might be really down, I'll try to get to neutral. So I'll watch something or do something that I can do that I might not be 100% like through the roof, like thrilled, but I can again regain my footing and I could work off of there. So sometimes I'll watch, like literally I'll go on YouTube sometimes and watch like babies that are having fun laughing and
Oh my God.
just something so simple and innocent and non-threatening like that. And I can just watch it and feel at ease. And then I can reclaim my power from there. Or I'll go take a nap and it'll like I'll restart my mental, I'll reset my brain kind of. So those are strategies I do. Meditation.
Baby videos are great, and animal videos too. They're great.
Yeah, like watching them do funny things. Laughing is huge. Being able to find something that you're able to laugh at, it kind of like diffuses any like I remember when I was little, I remember I got my dad mad. He chased me around the house. He was like, "That's it. You're gonna get it." So I was running away from him, and I went into his room. I was around the bed, and I ran around the bed. And he was like, we were doing like one of these things, even though the bed was against the wall, he had it only going like one way. And he comes around the bed, and I like jumped on top of the bed, like my feet like woo, and I scattered off and ran away from him. He started laughing. He started laughing so hard, and it completely diffused all his anger. So then we were best buddies again. So it's huge. That neutralizes it for me. and my dad, apparently.
It's like the Nike commercial that says, just do it. And it's kind of almost that simple. If you're not in a good place, find something that'll put you in a good spot, whether it's music, singing, whatever it is, put it on, take a few deep breaths, and experience all the neurolinguistics that come from whatever it is that you're doing, and boom, just make a change just like that. I mean, don't make a little change, just make a change. I mean, just go all out, boom.
There's one thing I wanted to share with everybody, in that there's a saying: a problem cannot survive the moment. A problem cannot survive the moment. So what does that mean? Is that if we spend this day worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, we lost this day. But if we live in real time, live in the moment, if we worry about what we did yesterday, we're subtracting from our life right now. What's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or even a year from now is there's some uncertainty. And if we constantly focus on the uncertainty of the future, we actually rob ourselves from the serenity of the moment. Live in the moment. Cherish every moment. Even acknowledge the breaths that we're taking in, inhaling and exhaling, the blood that our heart is pumping. Live in the moment. I love you all.
Yeah, I just like to add, and to finish everything up. I mean, for me, I found during these times, my writing has been my escape mechanism. But everybody has got their own. Everybody has got to find its own space, its own thing. It's very, very, very personal. And from my side, I'd like to wrap up with these words: keep healthy, keep strong, move forward, live the moment of today. Tomorrow is going to be another day, and the past is history. It's already gone. So live the moment of today.